everyone, I am back. I was gone for a minute, but now I'm back, here to give you more videos, more hair tutorials. And this video is going to be focused more on a fall look balayage. She has a baby light highlight that is grown out, so I'm going to use a balayage technique using two colors, a low light and a highlight, to recreate the blend and add some dark in there so she can get some nice dimension back into her hair, as well as making it a little darker for the fall. This is Abby, my beautiful client. And we're gonna have some fun and transition her from a nice summer look to a fall look with some dimension of brown. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. I just want to show you guys her current hair situation here. So this is a baby light blend that has kind of grown out. So as you can see, it's losing the dimension and that boldness that we like with balayage. And we are going to add that back in with using a low light and repainting some highlights back in there. The lightener I'm using is Redken Flash Lift and 30 Volume. And for her low light, I'm using Redken Shades EQ 6N and 6GB. Alright, so it's time to start painting. I section her hair into 4 sections here, based off of the way she parts her hair, and I'm starting in the back. Because I'm just doing a traditional highlight to add more dimension back into her hair, I'm starting with an inch width of a section. I'm going to go through and paint about 1 inch width of highlights throughout her hair, as well as lowlights in between. Whenever you're painting a highlight with about an inch thick like this, you want to always start in the middle and work your way up to the top as you're feathering up to the root. This will allow the hair to have a more finer and cleaner line as you're getting closer to the root. If you just start off at the top of your section with the product, you are going to get a thick glob of bleach right at the root, and that is not what you want. You want to make sure that you can distribute the product evenly and keeping it nice and clean and feathered as you get to the top. Now I'm going to add the low light color. This is one way that I like to do low lights, is I'm adding a 1/2 inch section that lays right above the previous section we painted, and I'm making this all dark. The reason why I do a 1/2 inch section is so that it's thin enough to not mess with the blend that I'm creating, but it's also a thick enough piece so that it can add enough dark back into her hair, so it almost looks like her hair was brown originally and we just barely painted it for the first time. This is a great way to add more dimension and color back into your client's hair that may have too many highlights or is lacking a little bit of dimension. Another way that I like to low light is what I'm going to show you in this clip here, is once I'm done painting each strand of the highlight, in between these highlights, I'm going to make those strands dark as well. This is really good if you have a client that is overly blonde and really wants to make their hair look like as if their hair was brown with maybe a few highlights. This is one way of reversing it and making it look that way. This is another way that I like to call reverse ombre, reverse sombre, or simply just making hair more dimensional by adding highlights and lowlights. In this particular video, I'm showing 2 ways that I like to do it, and because she really wants like a fall balayage look, I'm doing both methods. I'm adding the 1/2 inch section in between, as well as painting in between the balayage pieces a low light. So there's 2 forms of dark getting put in the hair. I just want to make that as clear as I can because it is such a good technique to do with any of your clients, and you can switch it up either or by either painting thin strands in between your highlight if you don't want to add too much dark, or doing thin sections in between your balayage highlights and in between your painted pieces. I hope this is making sense. I'm trying my best to explain it the best that I can so that you guys really grasp it and can look forward to using these techniques. Now I'm going to start with the front. And I always start with the section in the back and I work my way towards their face. I like to keep the face brighter, which is why I'm painting the highlight right around her hairline. And the middle strand is the low light color. The same thing is going to apply as what you've seen in the back. I'm grabbing a 1/2 inch thin section right above that previous section I painted and making that all the low light color. And the section after this is going to be painted in just the same way that you saw previously. Now I went ahead and moved it along at the last section on the top, so you can see how I do that. I'm grabbing the section the same as you saw, about an inch in width, and I'm starting in the middle and feathering up to the root. Another thing that I do whenever the strokes become a little too wide for my preference, I go back and I pinch the end of the hair and slide my fingers down, and what that does is I'm removing some of the bleach that maybe got too wide, and I use my fingers to kind of move the opposite direction and swipe downward to remove some of the bleach that maybe I didn't want to spread out that far. That's another good technique you can use instead of having to go back and think that you need to like go maybe repaint the whole thing. You just kind of use your finger and smooth each little line that you're creating. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing on the right hand side of her hairline, following the same pattern. What I want you guys to notice is everything on her hair is getting repainted, which is going to form a whole new blend of her hair. Whether it's adding the dark or adding the blonde, it's all getting placed in a whole new pattern. So this is what is going to change the overall look from being the baby light highlights to a balayage. Here I'm applying her toner. I didn't add the whole thing in here because I didn't want the video to be too long, so I will make another video for that. And I'm going to take you guys back to the before shot so you can really see the difference of what it's going to be like now. And are you ready for it? Oh my god, isn't it just beautiful? This is a highlight lowlight balayage blend, and now you could just see how beautiful the colors go together and create a more modern look without making her hair too light, nor is it too dark. It's just a different blend, and it just looks so beautiful. If you guys love this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I will be posting more. I will be more active on YouTube, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Ciao. If you would like to know more information on how to book an appointment with me, or just information in general on any upcoming videos that I may be posting or specials, my Instagram page is where you want to be following to find out all this good stuff. So be sure to follow that at Real Beauty by Cynthia. You can also find this online, even if you don't have an Instagram. You could just type that in on Instagram.com.